Hello, hello, Budget Shoobs here. Today we'll be taking a look and comparing one of the most sought out switches, the Holy Pandas. And I have with me three of the most well-known ones. The Drop Holy Panda, the Glorious Holy Panda, and the Fekker Holy Pandas. Ew. I realized I had all three of them, so, why not make a review? There are more Holy Pandas out there, like the MMD ones, that I just discovered from research for this video, and the Yoke HP ones, but, these are the most common ones, so we're just gonna do these. Oh, and if you want to skip ahead to the sound test comparisons, you can just use the timestamps down below. So starting with the price, the cheapest you can go is about 43 cents per switch for a pack of 110 Fekker switches, and the bigger the pack of switches you buy, the cheaper each switch costs. For the Glorious switches, I don't recommend you buy the lube versions. I mean, just lube them yourself, because 97 cents per switch, that's a scam, dude. For the drop switches, the pricing is all over the place. Currently, at the time of doing my research, the Holy Pandas on the website are sold out, but they are available on Amazon. But the prices are a lot more expensive than what I remembered. It's about more than $1 for each switch. When I bought my Holy Pandas, they were about, if I remember correctly, 90 cents per switch for a pack of 110. I actually found out that the prices on Drop are exactly the same on Amazon, but you can get free shipping on Amazon. So if you want to take advantage of that, be my guest. But all you need to know is that Drop Holy Pandas are the most expensive out of all three switches. So these infamous Holy Pandas are tactile switches that are all 3-pin switches. I kind of wish they were 5-pin, but whatever. Starting with the Drop HP, I'm gonna call them HPs from now on. The stem is made from a halo switch stem with a polycarbo top housing and a nylon bottom housing with a 67-gram spring. The Glorious HPs are made from a palm stem created by Glorious themselves with a polycarbo top housing and a nylon bottom housing, also with a 67-gram spring. The Fekker HPs have a halo switch stem with a polycarbo top housing, nylon, alright, you get the point, yada yada yada, same thing, there's a pattern going on here. So let's take a look at the physical comparison of each switch, starting with the stem. As you can see, the Drop and the Fekker switch have a similar sort of salmon color, while the Glorious stem has sort of an orange color. You'll also notice that the tip of the stem for the Fekker one is different from the Glorious and the Drop switch. The interior of the stem is also quite different. Taking a look at the springs, you can see that the Fekker switch has what Shoobs calls a long pole spring compared to the other two switches, and this just might be my observation, but I think the Drop one is slightly taller than the Glorious one, but yeah, I don't know. As for the housings, the bottom housing and the top housing of the Glorious Holy Pandas and the Drop ones are very similar, but I'm noticing a pattern that the Fekker ones are just slightly off, as you can see. And then lastly, you'll notice that each housing has their own different branding on it. Now, before I do a stem wobble test, the Holy Pandas I have in here may be different compared to yours due to batch variants and a bajillion other things. So this is not a one-to-one comparison, so don't take it too seriously. But right here we have the Fekker one, the Glorious, and the Drop Holy Panda. And we start with this one. Okay. That's pretty wobbly. The Fekker one is pretty wobbly. Glorious one, pretty wobbly as well. Whoops, my camera's shaking. Pretty wobbly as well. I think slightly better than the Fekker one. And the Drop Holy Panda, really tight. I think this is the best one out of all of them. So, in order, most wobbly, I think slightly better, slightly less wobbly, the least wobbly. Probably the best one. It's pretty tight on there. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the sound test. So we're going to be using my GMMK Pro with stock foam in between the PCB and the polycarbonate plate, and the bottom foam as well. And these are GPPT keycaps. Also, keep in mind that there are many factors that make up the sound, like acoustics, lubing technique, etc., etc. You get the point. I need to stop my rambling, but also, I'm going to be using the F key. Because F key funny, hahaha. I also forgot to mention that these lube switches are lubed with Krytox 3203. Yeah, 3203. So it's gonna be stock sound, and then right after it's gonna be the lube sound. So here we go. Now overall, all three switches are pretty similar, and you would expect me to buy the cheapest one, which is, you know, the Fekker switch. But in fact, I hate these the most. I had a super bad experience with them. Almost half my Fekker switches, including my friend's batch of switches, were completely broken. Well, half of them were broken. So basically, you know, the soles of the switches were typing by themselves, and they would not stop typing. They were, you know, I don't know, they were glitch or something. I don't know. I experienced a lot of double key press, but I don't know. I hear a lot of people got theirs to work, and I don't know how they did it, but mine did not work. And if you're asking, it's not the keyboard. I've tried the switches with different keyboards. Same thing with my friend. Funny thing is, at this time during my research, I found another off-brand Holy Panda called the MMD Holy Panda. They're on Amazon, and you know, the prices are on par with Drop's pricing, and it's so expensive for a fake. That's just crazy, dude. I mean, at that point, just get the real Holy Pandas, let's be real. But yeah, overall, they feel really good, all of them. My favorite one probably being the Drop Holy Panda in terms of, you know, smoothness. But for me, sound-wise, I think I like the Fakers more, and I think I also like the Glorious one. Those two are probably on par. But I guess you get what you pay for, I guess. The cheapest one ended up being the most unusable one. Half of them being unusable, sorry. And with the most wobble, so yeah. But then again, the Drop Holy Panda are more than $1 per switch, which is crazy. And I didn't realize, but I got super lucky when I bought them for 90 cents per switch. But if you broke, Glorious Holy Pandas are probably the best out of all three, in my opinion. But if you want to go even cheaper, Boba U4Ts, 60 cents per switch. And they're pretty similar to Holy Panda. Not like completely similar, but it's pretty close, you know what I mean? But if you really broke, I just say go with the salmon switches, 48 cents per switch, or Aqua Ocean Blues or Aqua Lavenders, which are, get this, 22 cents per switch. What? And yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Please drop a sub or a like if you enjoyed it. I really appreciate the support. And leave your comments down below on what you'd like to see next. And again, I'll consider it. Thanks, guys.